Hello children, how are you? I hope you are doing good and you might have enjoyed your classes and you might have enjoyed these holidays and you have entered into a new academic year. But due to some other issues, this is the opportunity you got to listen online classes. Yes, of course. Very nice, very nice. And today I'm going to teach you a new topic for this new class, that is, okay, before I reveal the name, I'll ask you some questions. I'll make you to think like that. Have you ever gone to offices? Of course, in your school, if you have entered into principal sir's room, then you can see a box contains some ball pins. Have you? Yes. The ball pins which were stuck to some steel rod inside, coated, right? So, what is that? Yes, your answer is right. That is a magnet. Because of the magnet, the pins were stuck to that steel bar or iron bar. Very good. Now, not only that, if you have gone to any offices, banks, and even in your house, some types of magnets, knowingly, unknowingly, you can see. Where? Can you guess it? Yes, your answers are right. See, while closing the cupboards, opening the cupboards, and while closing the mesh doors, and even nearby almirah, also you can see some types of magnets. Yes? Exactly, your thinking and your thoughts are good. So, in our daily life, the uses of magnets are many. But what actually, where did we find this magnet? Okay, we'll see a small historical biography of the magnets. There was a great shepherd. Of course, after discovering this magnet, he has become the great person. Before that, he was just a shepherd, and he used to graze his goats in the fields of the forest. You know, one day, that is around 2500 years ago, whose name was Magnus, and he went into the forest to graze his goats and sheep. Suddenly, what happened? He just got down into the water, and his shoes were stuck to some stone. When he came out of, he realized that some different stone, which was stuck to the shoe of Magnus. He was wondered, and he is trying to pull out, and again it is going and stuck into the shoe. So there he discovered, that means he realized that it is attracting to the iron which is coated under his shoes. Or bottom of the sole of his shoe was coated with the iron, and which is attracting. Okay. Now he started, maybe he might have started this. He did some experiments with this this stone. Okay, and maybe when he placed this stone on the table or on the bench, wooden bench, or the papers and the wood or the leathers, bags, which are not being attracted by that stone. So again he might have started that doing experiments with this same stone to the iron articles. And immediately the iron articles started attracting. So he realized that the stone which he got in the lake, in the forest, that has a special property called attraction. What it is attracting? It is attracting the iron articles. So maybe later on some scientists and later on few persons are our ancestors, they might have done some experiments and they gave us theories about the magnets. So here, what is the title? Playing with magnets. Of course, you got an idea what I am going to teach you today. right? It is nothing but obviously magnets. You might have played many types of games with the magnets. Yes, what type of, I think so. You just remember your childhood experiences. Yes, yes, yeah. With the magnet which you have, you might have just rolled it on the soil, and you will get some black colored soil pieces, and then you just placed on the paper, and beneath the paper you start rotating the magnet. So wherever this magnet it is going, the sand particles also go. Actually they are not sand particles, they are called as iron fillings, which will obtain in the soil, on the soil. Remember that they are called as iron fillings. Very good, very good. Then whether the magnets will have any shape, only does it found only in a round shape? No, they are not like that. See, we have 4 types of shapes of different magnets. See here, the first one is a bar magnet, which is nothing but in the shape of cylinder. What is that? Cylindrical shape. And the second one is, see, in your mathematics, it is nothing but what? A rectangle. Right? It is in a rectangular shape. And the second one is ring shape. And the third one is disc shape. And the fourth one is horseshoe magnet. What is that? Horseshoe magnet. In other words, in common name, it is in the shape of U shape. English alphabet U shape. So mainly we have 4 types of magnet shapes. One is bar magnet, which is in a rectangle shape, and second one is ring magnet and a disc magnet, and the last one is horseshoe magnet. Different magnets have different uses, right? So now tell me, what kind of materials will attracted by the magnet? How is it possible? Yes, it is possible to get what type of materials will attracted by the magnets. Yes, you can do the activity. Collect some magnets which are available at your home, isn't it? Like small disc magnet or ring magnets, it may be available in your houses. So collect those magnets and try to place it on different. Collect some materials like say some stationery, like keychain, okay, like duster and a marker and a glass and bench, table, leather bags, jute bags, and your shoes, chappal and fan. Different objects are there at your home. Even you can take eraser. If you open your compact box, you may get wide varieties of stationery materials, and you just go on doing that experiment. What happens? You will come to a conclusion. What are the materials which are attracted by the magnet and which are not being attracted by the magnet? Yes? Okay, here I will give you two types of materials you may get based on the parameter of magnet. One is magnetic and the second one is non-magnetic. The magnetic materials are the magnetic substances, nothing but the materials which are attracted by a magnet is called as magnetic substances or the magnetic materials. Once again, the materials which are attracted by the magnet, then they are known as magnetic materials. Whereas non-magnetic substances, best example is your paper, book, okay, and your wooden bench and your plastic shoes. All these are the best examples for the non-magnetic substances because they won't attracted by the magnet. Remember, here the materials classification under the magnet. Classification means what? What is classification? Just think about what is classification. Classification is nothing but divisions, isn't it? Dividing, separating. So what we are separating? The materials we are separating into two concepts. whether they are attracting or not attracting. If the materials are not attracting the magnets, or the magnets are not attracting these substances, then these substances are called as non-magnetic, and the materials which are attracted by the magnet is called as magnetic materials, isn't it? Yes. Now let us move to some more important concepts. What majorly the factors or the properties we can call it as properties. What are the main properties of the magnet? The first one is attractional property and the second one is directional property. What are the attractional property and the directional property? Mainly here, if you observe for the magnet, there are two alphabets. Did you notice that? On some magnets there will be N and there will be S, but on some magnets it won't appear. But even though there will be a property, I will let you know. So what is this N and S? N stands for north and S stands for south. What is that? N stands for north and S stands for south. So for every magnet, it existing with the two important directions called as poles. What are they? Poles. Remember these words. Poles. So how many poles are there for this magnet? How many? Yes, your answer is right. 2. What are the two? North and south. Very good. So every magnet, if you check all these magnets, will have two poles. It is also called as dipole. Di means what? Number 2. Yes. Now coming to attractional property. Here I have written some of these concepts. N, yes, means what? North and south. Yes, N means what? South and north. Yes stands for south and south. N and N stands for north and north. You know, collect 2 bar magnets if possibly with you have. Okay, so collect the 2 bar magnets and facing like this. North. Okay, place like this, north and north, and change their poles like this again. Okay, and now what do you do? North, south, and also the last concept is south, north. Okay, so there are 2 bar magnets. One pole is having south and second is north and south. If you observe, these 2 are nothing but north and north. When you place north and north nearer with each other, then what happens? Immediately they start opposing each other. This opposing force is nothing but repulsion force. What is that? Repulsion force. Due to this repulsion force, what happens to the magnets? These magnets will move far away from each other. Whereas if you place south and south, again what happens? They depart from each other. But in third case, if you place south and north, then it starts attracting. And even though if you observe north and south, when you kept nearer to each other, then what happens? Again it starts attracting. That means, see, these are 2 different types of poles. These are nothing but different poles. These are like poles. Like poles means same types of poles. Same. And here it is different. So when you place the like poles nearer, then what happens? Repulsion occurs. When you place a different poles, then what happens? Is it right? No. So it will attract. When you place a different poles, that is north and south,